My take on mental health. My take on mental health is I'm Nicole Littlejohn.
Hello, hi, how are you doing? My name is Littlejohn, and I am here to speak about my take on mental health. So, as y'all know, mental health has become sadly, an important issue in everybody's lives, like whether if you're thinking bad thoughts, if you are just sad and depressed because of people at school, or even people at your workplace, like mental health is a big issue. And for example, for me, how mental health affects me is when I was younger in 5th grade, I used to be very timid. I would never ever speak up in class. If I wanted to speak up in class, I was afraid on how everybody would perceive me. And because I was such a strong-minded person, at the beginning of the year, I wanted to speak up, but my ideas would get shut down. And eventually, I was just like, you know what, let me just not say anything so that way my idea doesn't even get a chance to be shut down. And because of that, I realized that to backtrack, I eventually got tired of being I eventually got tired of not speaking up for myself. For example, in class, if it was what's the answer to 20 times 20? I knew it was 400, but because I was so scared to speak up during class, I would just not say anything at all. But towards the end of the year, I was tired of people's comments. I was like, you know what, let me just be myself. And that worked out for me. Being myself worked out for me in a tremendous amount of ways. So at the end of the year, I was just confident. I was a little bit cocky. I was just being myself. And people in my GLC class realized that. I'm not a person to tell you, I'm not a person to lie to you. I'm not a person to perceive you. I'm going to tell you if it's right or wrong. Sure, I'm going to tell you if it's right or wrong. And some people don't agree with that. Some people feel like you should keep your comments to yourself. But for me personally, I'm not that type of person. And that's what makes me such a good leader. And the full reason why I didn't want to speak up for myself was because of my peers, who I thought my peers, they felt like speaking up for themselves wasn't cool. Speaking up for themselves wasn't very common. Being asleep during class and doing bad in school was very common for them. And eventually I let their mindset affect my mindset in so many other ways. Even if I wanted to speak up during class, they would say I'm not cool or I wouldn't be a part of their friend group anymore if I didn't. Now, eventually, I was just it wasn't right for me not to speak my mind. And so for me, speaking my mind now leads me to the position where I am as a sergeant major and leading my class and leading Raider team and in the future leading drill team and being the person that I am today and not letting anybody change my character or letting anybody change who I am as a person or letting anybody change anything about myself. Be you. Don't let any peer pressure or don't let anybody bully you into something that you're not. Thank you.